So we reconciled in 2016, and things seemed okay for a little while, but they still weren't that great. And this is my prayer journal in 2017. I pray for my home. I pray you would give us a brand new love. And so in 2018, we were in the process of selling our home. And Shannon blew up about something. And when he blew up about things, what he would normally do is he would tell me he wanted a divorce. And that kind of went on from the time we got married. And so this particular time, he did that. But it was different for me because it hurt me, but it didn't really affect me. I just was like, okay, this is it. And so our plan was to sell our house and to build, and I just told him that I could not do that right now. So we remained separated. However, we talked. I would go stay with him on the weekends. We still had a relationship to some degree. But by October, I was just totally done. Like, I didn't want to do it anymore. I wanted a divorce. I wanted out. I'd seen my daughter go through so much. I'd been through so much. And I just felt like that was the easiest way. I mean, it's just done. And then something started to happen. Shannon started changing.
So I went back into marriage, as she said, in 2018. I had revolved back around to some anger issues and using the divorce word some more. So I did, and we went into this period of not talking really. And, she tells it a little more eloquently than how it really happened. She kind of tricks me. She's like, well, I'm just, she said what she said about not coming to my parents, and I don't know. Maybe I was too confident in our situation because it had been a lot of up and down, but she had never walked away. But then all of a sudden in probably November of 2018, the separation between us was evident. And so I went back to counseling with Dr. Nation, and that's where I really started to go deeper with the Lord, and was able to get the guardrails up that I needed in place. For instance, with pornography, men and women now both struggle, I think, with pornography. It's maybe more prevalent with men still to this day. But I can tell you, I'm going to tell you about me. If you're married and you're looking at pornography and you're getting caught, because I was always getting caught, that's what we do, and you're justifying it, and there's lots of ways to justify it, either by you're not getting what you need from your wife in that area, or, it's not real, it's not a person. It's the same. And it hurts your wife the same. So in working through that, the pornography was a big deal. It was harmful to me, but it was really harmful to her. And but the big thing that I had to deal with was anger. And everyone that hears this may not have a pornography problem, or they may not have a sexual impurity problem. I'd been sexually impure for a long time. The facts are, living in the times that we live in and being unmarried from, until the age of 31, it's unlikely that you're going to remain sexually pure. So I had that problem for quite some time, but that wasn't the root problem. The root problem was anger, and the anger came from unforgiveness. So I had to work through forgiving some people. I had to forgive a lot of people that had wounded me and let it go and trust the Lord to deal with them just the way he was dealing with me, and understand that I'd had a problem for many years, as I said, in conflict, but I also had a problem with righting what I believe were perceived wrongs. And God's word is very clear about that I'm going to surmise it, or summarize it, but that's his job, not my job. So I have to trust him to do it. And so as I worked through the anger and we reconciled, it became very clear to me, what I had done, not only with Christy, but with Allie. And I had to work through how to reconcile my relationship with both of them. And I will also tell you, I guess I'm speaking to women as well, but for sure men, we can be prideful. We can be easily offended and grab onto our pride to get us through that offense. But I will tell you, if relationships, particularly blended family relationships, you just have to be humble. And that's not popular in America. It's not. But you have to be humble and show love. And if you're a Christian and you're walking with the Lord, then you have to, it sounds corny, but it's true. You have to love people like Jesus loved us. And many times after Christy and I reconciled and built our house and moved back in together, not so much Christy, but Allie would gut me. And, old me would have rectified that quickly and shown her that it's not wise for a 15 or 16-year-old to engage in disrespect with a 40-something-year-old man that's paying the bills or helping to pay the bills. But you got to drop that and choose something else. Ask the Lord to lead you in what you need to do. Don't ask Fox News or your friend on Facebook or your buddies at work, because I can tell you my buddies at work, they were good people at the time, but they would lead you straight into the ditch in a situation like this. So you've got to let the Lord lead you. And what I had to do many times was just bite my lip and let the situation pass, and then continue to show love the best that I could. And I tell you that because I can tell you that today, there are times that I wonder if my relationship with Allie is not better than my relationship with my wife. So I can promise you that it will work. That's one thing the Lord does not do in His Word or in the example that He sent Jesus here to leave for us to follow. He does not lie or mislead. It works, and it works every time. It may not work on your schedule. It certainly didn't work on mine. I can promise you also, where I'm concerned, it did not work on my wife's schedule or my parents' schedule or my in-laws' schedule. But it works.